The SCO has issued a joint statement on trade urging all parties to eliminate restrictive measures that violate UN rules. The organization also expressed concerns over actions that disrupt the stability of global supply chains and stressed that it opposes trade measures that violate World Trade Organization's rules and principles. Now for this discussion, we are joined by David K. Johnson. He's an American author, joins us live from Washington, and Scott Faulkner. He's the head of Eagle Enterprises, a security firm, joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you both for joining us today. First, I would like to ask a question to David. David, how do you interpret the strategic implications of this bloc expanding to 27 members and also launching SCO Development Bank?
China has for some time been pushing its own trade zone plan, which hasn't gone anywhere. This was after Donald Trump and his first administration killed the American proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership. And what you're seeing here is a fundamental realignment of the world economy in its very early stages. So American hegemony and dominance in global trade matters has been destroyed by Donald Trump. And you're seeing India, China, and the 20 plus other countries that were either there or there as observers moving to promote their own interests and simply exclude the US, where the leader of the country now is an appallingly ignorant man who believes in mercantilism, an economic theory that was debunked over 250 years ago, and who flip-flops all over the place because he has no core values or knowledge that would allow him to have policy, whereas the leaders of the countries at this meeting in a port city, by the way, the 6th largest seaport in China, particularly the big 3 countries, India, China, and Russia, clearly are highly educated, have staffs of people around them who are highly competent, not a bunch of former TV hosts. So this is a major change in the world economy as we have known it since for roughly the last half century.
And Scott, what is your intake? We have heard David say that, and now how do you interpret the strategic implications of expanding the SCO to 27 members? And could this be seen as a direct challenge to Western-led organizations and institutions?
Well, certainly China would like to make this a direct challenge. I mean, then you've just seen 3 days of tremendous photo ops with all of these individuals coming together, and a lot of, I mean, you have 20 separate documents that were signed coming out of this summit, and some of them were quite almost tragically comedic because they're talking about territorial integrity and rule of law and rights of women, and from some of the countries that are the most oppressive and violators of those, including talking about the spread of illegal drugs, and China's, of course, the font of those. But in terms of the broader issue, I agree with my colleague here that Trump is looking at kind of back to the future, looking at the 16th, 17th centuries of mercantilism, looking at trade being the main driver, when in fact many other things drive international relations and the world order. So the part of it is going to be, will any reality come out of this rhetoric? And I think that's still to be seen.
And David, building on that, to what extent does this SCO emphasis on sovereign equality, also Xi's emphasis on sovereign equality and multilateralism in the global governance initiative align with China's actual foreign policy behavior? What do you think?
Well, China has a very expansionist view of China. They've been building artificial islands to expand their claims to control navigation in the South China Sea. And of course, they want Tibet, Taiwan, run by the people who lost the 1949 war in China. They want all of that folded back into China. But of course, the Chinese, as you can tell when you go there and observe the infrastructure they're building, don't think like Americans in terms of 90 days or 2 years. They think more like the Catholic Church. We're here forever, and they're very patient about that. there was a lot more activity, as Scott pointed out, I think, than any of us expected at this meeting. We thought this would mostly be shake hands and be symbolic. They did issue a number of papers, and they posed repeatedly, and some of the things that they did were designed to denigrate Donald Trump without bringing up his face, like the limousine ride with Xi and Putin.
Right. Thank you very much both for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion. And now we stay on this topic. Chinese President Xi Jinping